Wintertime meals are my absolute favorite. I love the cozy richness that comes with some of the meals that we like to eat in the wintertime, like rich hearty stews and roast and soup. I don't normally cook soup in the summertime because my husband works outside, and I can totally understand why he doesn't want to come home to a hot bowl of soup for dinner. So I love taking advantage of the winter time and being able to make soup and stews and all that stuff. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 recipes in this video of some meals that I love to make in the winter. All of the recipes I am making are going to be gluten-free and dairy-free, but you don't have to make them that way. I'm just going to be modifying them for my diet. I never thought I would be one of those people who are gluten-free and dairy-free. It's just temporary, only for, I'm telling myself I'm gonna do 3 months. We'll see if I make it that long. My doctor advised me to do it for the rest of my life, but I told him that it's not sustainable for me, and yes, I'm just not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna do like a 3-month reset and hopefully get some of my health issues taken care of with like a little reset. Anyways, I am trying to focus on high protein foods during this time and just healthier grains and just lower carb in general. I have a hard time feeling full if I don't have carbs with my meals. So I'm trying to implement like healthier carbs, especially from vegetables or sweet potatoes and potatoes, things like that. Anyways, that is enough about my diet. I hope you can gain some inspiration from this video for your wintertime cooking. For my first meal, I'm going to be making cornbread and chili. So I am starting off with making the cornbread. I always start dinner much earlier than the time we're going to be eating dinner, whether it's during my daughter's nap time. If there's any part of the meal that can be prepped ahead of time, I'm going to be doing that to save time in the evening so I can just be more present with my family and not spending so much time in the kitchen. So I am making the cornbread. This is, like I said, gluten-free and dairy-free, and it's always a new recipe I'm trying lately these days because I'm not used to making things gluten-free and dairy-free, but this recipe came out really good. I just replaced the flour with a gluten-free flour, and cornmeal is naturally gluten-free, so that's a plus. And then use some almond milk, and this was super good. If you are gluten-free, I love this King Arthur measure for measure flour. It has really good flavor in my opinion, and it does really good in recipes. To start the chili, I am dicing an onion. Most of the meals that I make always start with an onion. We love onions in this house, and they just add such good flavor to almost anything that you're making. For the chili, I'm going to be using this chili seasoning that I got from Costco, and I don't really love this seasoning, but I have to use it up, so I'm going to be using it up anyways. And it has most of the seasonings that you need to put in chili, but if you don't have this seasoning or a pre-made seasoning, you can just do stuff like salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, cumin, and chili powder. Yeah, a lot of chili powder. But I'm going to be using this. Now that I have the liquid part of the chili in there, I'm going to be adding in some freeze-dried peppers. I do have canned peppers, but I just want to use up the freeze-dried ones. And I hope this turns out good. I'm sure it will, because once they hit the liquid, they will reconstitute. And I love adding peppers into my chili, so this is a good way to do it. Obviously, if you don't have freeze-dried peppers, which I'm assuming most people won't, just use fresh or canned. I do like to add 1 can of chili beans, and this is the perfect amount of beans. I used to do kidney beans and these beans, but I've just found that I prefer just the little chili beans the most. The next night I made a roast for dinner, and I started this roast around noon because it slow cooks in the oven for about 4 hours. This is one of those meals that I love to make in the winter because it is slow cooked in the oven. The oven just stays on and it keeps the house nice and warm while it is cooking. I will leave the recipe for this roast down in the description. It's a recipe I've used for years, and I think I came up with this on my own, so I'll be sure to type that out for you guys if you want to try this. In this roast, it has red onion and red wine vinegar. I feel like those two things together give it such a rich, almost sweet flavor. It's like a sweet vinegary flavor. It's just really, really good. Love using the red onion rather than a white onion. I can definitely tell the difference. I sear this roast in a pan, and then after it's seared on all sides, put it into a Dutch oven, add the rest of the ingredients, and this is gonna go in the oven at 275 for 3 hours. And then after 3 hours, turn the heat up to 400 and then cook it for another hour. After 3 hours, I pulled out the roast and added in some carrots, and then threw this back in for another hour. And I serve this roast with some mashed potatoes, and instead of using heavy cream or milk in the potatoes, I used coconut cream. Just a little bit to make the texture good. You couldn't taste the coconut cream at all, so if you're dairy free, I would definitely recommend trying this out. After 4 hours, the roast is super tender, and I like to shred it up a little bit before we eat it. This night I'm doing a sheet pan dinner with sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and chicken. It's a maple Dijon chicken. I don't make meals with chicken too often, but I like to switch it up and do chicken. I don't do chicken super often because we are deer hunters and we just have a lot of red meat, and chicken's just one of those things that isn't really on my mind. I'll occasionally grab it at the grocery store, but other than that, it's just a lot of red meat around here. Brussels sprouts are one of my favorite vegetables, but I don't cook them too often because they are so tedious to chop up. You have to cut off a little end and then cut them in half, and it's just a time-consuming thing, but it's always so good whenever I do decide to make them. Since sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts both take a while in the oven, these go in the oven for 15 minutes before we add in the chicken. For the maple Dijon sauce, I did 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup, a tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 cloves or just approximate of minced garlic, and a tablespoon of olive oil and some salt and pepper. I'm adding the chicken breast to the potatoes and Brussels sprouts and drizzling the rest of that sauce on the vegetables and everything, and throwing this back into the oven for about another 30 to 35 minutes. My chicken took a while to cook, and just make sure that the temperature of the chicken is at 165. Outside in our garden area, we decided to add in a split rail fence to block the septic tank. This is just an idea that popped into my head, and I thought it would look really nice, and I was right. And my plan for this in the spring and summer is to plant some flowers in front of it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do perennials or just annuals, but I will figure something out, and this will look so pretty with the flowers in front. So my husband immediately took action on my idea and got the railing and dug a hole and put these in. We wanted to do this before the ground froze. We thought about waiting till springtime, but we figured why not just do it now? And this is one less thing that we have to do in the springtime, because when spring rolls around, there is so much to do with the garden and getting everything planted. So this is just one less thing that we have to worry about. We ended up finishing this the next day because we forgot to get 6 of the railings. We only got 4, so we had to go back to the store and get 2 more to finish it. But this is the final product, and I think it looks really nice. And I've been wanting to block this septic tank somehow for a long time, and I think this is a good solution. While I'm out here in the garden, I also wanted to show you guys our 2 new raised beds. We put one up in front here and then one towards the back, so now we have 5 total raised beds. I'm so excited for this extra garden space. I honestly prefer gardening out of raised beds. It's just my preference. I feel like everything does better in them, and I'm going to plant a whole bed full of onions, and then the other bed will be for flowers, and I'm excited for that. So this is my garden update. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.